lasagna. Just the word conjures up images of warmth, cheesy goodness, and pure comfort food bliss. It's a dish that has stood the test of time, a true crowd pleaser that brings people together around the table. And the best part? It's easier to make than you might think. Whether you're a complete beginner in the kitchen or just looking for a foolproof recipe to impress your friends and family, this guide will walk you through every step of creating a classic lasagna. We'll break down the process into simple, manageable stages, ensuring you feel confident and excited to tackle this Italian culinary masterpiece. Get ready to roll up your sleeves, put on your apron, and let's get cooking. Your taste buds and your loved ones will thank you for it. This is going to be fun. Before we embark on our lasagna making adventure, let's gather all the necessary ingredients. Having everything prepped and ready to go will make the cooking process much smoother and more enjoyable. Don't worry, we're not talking about anything too fancy here, just good, honest ingredients that you can easily find at your local supermarket. For the meat sauce, you'll need ground beef. Look for a leaner variety for a healthier dish. Onion, 1 medium-sized onion finely chopped. Garlic, 2 cloves, minced or crushed. Canned chopped tomatoes, 2 cans for that rich tomato flavor. Tomato paste, a small can to intensify the tomato goodness. Dried oregano, adds a lovely earthy aroma to the sauce. Dried basil for that classic Italian touch. Salt and black pepper seasoned to taste. For the pasta and cheese layers, you'll need lasagna sheets. You can use either fresh or dried. Bechamel sauce, a creamy white sauce that adds richness. You can make your own or use a good quality store-bought version. Grated cheddar cheese, a generous amount for that irresistible cheesy topping. Now that we have all our ingredients prepped and ready to go, let's move on to the fun part, creating the flavorful heart of our lasagna, the meat sauce. The meat sauce is the foundation of a great lasagna, and with a few simple steps, you'll have a sauce that's bursting with flavor. First, grab a large saucepan or Dutch oven and place it over medium heat. Add a drizzle of olive oil to the pan. Once the oil is hot, crumble in the ground beef. Using a wooden spoon, break up any large clumps of meat and cook until browned on all sides. Next, add the chopped onion and minced garlic to the pan. Stir well to combine with the beef and cook for a few minutes until the onion is softened and translucent. Now it's time to add the tomatoes. Pour in the canned chopped tomatoes and tomato paste. Fill one of the empty tomato cans with water and add that to the pan as well. This will help create a rich and flavorful sauce. Now for the magic touch, the herbs and seasonings. Sprinkle in the dried oregano, dried basil, salt and black pepper. Give everything a good stir to ensure all the ingredients are evenly distributed. Bring the sauce to a gentle simmer, then reduce the heat to low, cover the pan, and let it simmer for at least 30 minutes. The longer you simmer the sauce, the richer and more flavorful it will become. While the sauce is simmering away, we can move on to cooking the lasagna sheets. Section 4. Al dente perfection cooking the lasagna sheets. Cooking the lasagna sheets is a breeze, especially if you're using the no-boil variety. If you're using traditional dried lasagna sheets, you'll need to cook them according to the package directions. This usually involves bringing a large pot of salted water to a boil and cooking the sheets for 8 to 10 minutes, or until they are al dente. Al dente is an Italian term that means to the tooth, which essentially means the pasta should be cooked through but still have a slight bite to it. Once the pasta is cooked, drain it in a colander and set aside. If the sheets are sticking together, you can toss them with a little olive oil to prevent them from clumping. Now that our meat sauce is simmering away and our lasagna sheets are cooked and ready to go, it's time for the grand finale, assembling our lasagna masterpiece. Section 5. Layer by layer, assembling your masterpiece. This is where the fun really begins. Assembling a lasagna is like building a delicious cheesy tower, and the best part is there's no right or wrong way to do it. But we're here to guide you, so let's start layering. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. Grab a 9 by 13 inch baking dish and spread a thin layer of meat sauce on the bottom. This will prevent the bottom layer of pasta from sticking to the dish. Now take your cooked lasagna sheets and place them over the meat sauce, slightly overlapping them to create an even layer. Next comes a layer of creamy bechamel sauce. Spread it evenly over the pasta sheets, ensuring they are completely covered. Sprinkle a generous handful of grated cheddar cheese over the bechamel sauce. Repeat the layering process 2 more times: pasta sheets, bechamel sauce, cheese. For the final layer, top the cheese with the remaining meat sauce, spreading it evenly over the entire surface. Sprinkle the remaining grated cheddar cheese over the top for a golden cheesy finish. Our lasagna is ready for the oven. Section 6. Baking and serving. The final touches. Carefully place your assembled lasagna in the preheated oven and bake for 30 to 35 minutes, or until the cheese is melted, bubbly, and golden brown. To prevent the cheese from burning, you can loosely cover the baking dish with aluminum foil for the first 20 minutes of baking. Once baked, remove the lasagna from the oven and let it rest for at least 10 minutes before serving. This will allow the layers to settle and the cheese to set slightly, making it easier to cut and serve. Serve your homemade lasagna with a simple green salad and a crusty bread for soaking up all that delicious sauce. Section 7. Conclusion. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Congratulations, you've just created a culinary masterpiece. A classic lasagna that's sure to impress your friends and family. The aroma filling your kitchen is absolutely divine. And the taste? Well, let's just say all your hard work has paid off. Making lasagna is an act of love, a labor of culinary passion that results in a dish that's both comforting and satisfying. So gather your loved ones, pour yourselves a glass of wine and savor every cheesy, meaty, saucy bite of your homemade lasagna. And remember, practice makes perfect. The more you make this recipe, the more confident you'll become in the kitchen. So don't be afraid to experiment with different ingredients, add your own personal touches, and most importantly, have fun with it. Buon appetito!
Hey y'all, let's talk lasagna. This dish is pure comfort food. It's warm, cheesy, and oh so satisfying. Lasagna is perfect for family dinners, potlucks, or even a cozy night in. And the best part? It's easier to make than you think. Today, I'm sharing my tried and true recipe for the perfect lasagna. We'll go step by step, from layering the noodles to baking them to golden perfection. Get ready to impress your family and friends with a dish that's as delicious as it is comforting. Let's get cooking. Before we crank up the oven, let's talk about layering. Layering is the secret to creating a dish that is not only delicious, but also visually appealing and texturally satisfying. It's about building flavors step by step, ensuring that each component complements the others perfectly. This is where the magic of lasagna happens. Each layer adds its own unique flavor and texture, creating a symphony of tastes that dance on your palate. We're building a palace of flavor, people. Imagine each layer as a brick in this delicious palace, each one essential to the overall structure and taste. First, you'll need a good meat sauce. This is the foundation of your lasagna, providing a rich, savory base that will permeate every bite. I like mine rich and hearty, simmered with tomatoes, herbs, and a touch of red wine. The wine adds depth and complexity, making the sauce truly unforgettable. Next comes the creamy bechamel sauce. This velvety sauce adds a luxurious texture and a subtle cheesy flavor that balances the richness of the meat sauce. It's smooth, cheesy, and adds a touch of luxury to every bite. The bechamel sauce is like the silk sheets in our flavor palace, adding a layer of comfort and indulgence. Now for the fun part, layering. This is where you get to be creative and make the dish your own. Start with a thin layer of meat sauce on the bottom of your baking dish. This ensures that the noodles won't stick and adds flavor from the very first bite. Then, a layer of lasagna noodles. These noodles are the backbone of your dish, providing structure and separating the layers of sauce and cheese. Follow with a generous spread of bechamel sauce and a sprinkle of cheese. The cheese melts into the sauce, creating a gooey, delicious layer that ties everything together. Repeat these layers until your dish is full and your heart is content. Each repetition builds more flavor and texture, making every bite a new experience. Remember, y'all, this is your lasagna masterpiece. Take pride in each layer you create. Don't be afraid to get creative. This is your chance to experiment and add your personal touch. Add some sautéed mushrooms or spinach for an extra veggie boost. These additions not only add flavor but also bring in some healthy nutrients. Or sprinkle in some red pepper flakes for a touch of heat. A little spice can elevate the dish and add an exciting kick to each bite. All right, partners, our lasagna palace is ready for its grand finale, the oven. This is the moment where all our hard work comes together. The layers of pasta, rich meat sauce, creamy bechamel, and gooey cheese are about to transform into a culinary masterpiece. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. This step is crucial because a properly preheated oven ensures that our lasagna cooks evenly from the start. This is the perfect temperature to ensure our lasagna cooks evenly and emerges with a beautiful golden brown crust. The cheese will bubble and brown, creating that irresistible top layer that everyone loves. Carefully place your lasagna dish on the center rack of the oven. Positioning it in the center allows for the most even heat distribution, ensuring that every bite is cooked to perfection. We want it to bask in the warmth and cook to perfection. The center of the oven is the sweet spot where the magic happens, turning our ingredients into a harmonious dish. Now set your timer for 25 to 30 minutes. This is the ideal time frame for the noodles to soften, the cheese to melt, and the flavors to meld together beautifully. This should be just enough time for the noodles to soften, the cheese to melt, and the flavors to meld together in a symphony of deliciousness. You'll know it's ready when the top is golden and the edges are bubbling. While your lasagna is baking, your kitchen will be filled with the most heavenly aromas. The scent of garlic, herbs, and cheese will waft through the air, making it hard to wait for that first bite. It's a tantalizing preview of the deliciousness to come. So, take a moment to enjoy the anticipation, knowing that your hard work is about to pay off in the most delicious way possible. Now comes the hardest part, y'all, waiting. I know it's tempting to dig in right away, but trust me, a little patience goes a long way. Let your lasagna rest for about 10 minutes after you take it out of the oven. This allows the layers to settle and the flavors to really come together. Use this time to set your table, pour some drinks, and round up your hungry crew. The anticipation is all part of the fun. The moment we've all been waiting for has arrived. It's time to slice into that beautiful lasagna. After all the effort and love you've put into making this dish, it's finally time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Use a sharp knife to cut through the layers and watch as the cheese stretches and the filling oozes out. The sight of the melted cheese and the rich, savory filling is simply irresistible. It's a thing of beauty. Each layer tells a story of flavor and texture, coming together in perfect harmony. Carefully lift each slice onto a plate, making sure to capture all those gorgeous layers. The way the layers hold together yet slightly ooze out is a testament to your cooking skills. See how the noodles are perfectly cooked. The meat sauce is rich and flavorful, and the cheese is melted to gooey perfection. This is what makes lasagna such a beloved dish. That's what I'm talking about. The combination of textures and flavors is simply divine. Take a moment to admire your handiwork, y'all. You've created something truly special that will bring joy to anyone who takes a bite. You've just created a masterpiece. Enjoy every bite and share it with loved ones. This is what cooking is all about, creating delicious memories. A delicious lasagna deserves some equally delicious companions, don't you think? I love to serve mine with a side of garlicky bread for sopping up all that flavorful sauce. A simple salad with a tangy vinaigrette cuts through the richness of the lasagna and adds a refreshing touch. And for a truly indulgent experience, pair your lasagna with a glass of your favorite red wine. It's the perfect way to complete your Italian feast. Well, partners, there you have it, my recipe for the perfect lasagna. I hope this inspires you to get in the kitchen and create your own delicious masterpiece. Don't forget to share pictures of your creations on social media and tag me. I love seeing your culinary adventures. And while you're at it, tell me in the comments below, what's your all-time favorite comfort food? Happy cooking, y'all!